Mo- Good morning, everyone. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, fine. So today we'll discuss about the collections. So before going to start the collections, like we'll try to understand from the scratch why the collections or concept of the I would say JDK people has introduced, why the collection they has introduced. We'll try to understand. Okay. Normally, okay, is it visible? Normally, we have the basic concept. The basic concept is variables. So the variable, what does it mean by variable? Variable is the container which is used to store the data. Okay, which is used to store the data, storing the data, store the data. Okay, fine. Next step. After the variables, we have the data types. Data types. What does it mean by data types? Data types which is used to specify the what kind of data you want to store. To specify the data. Okay. To specify the data. To specify the data, what kind of data you want to store inside the variable. To specify the data. Are you guys clear with my point? Inside the data type, we have the primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types. Okay, non-primitive data types. Okay, fine. Now, what does it mean by primitive data types? We have the like int, meaning only fixed values, fixed values, and if you want to store like examples are int, byte, short, float, long, double, char, boolean. So total I guess eight will come. Okay. If you want to store the multiple values, for example, if you want to store the multiple values, we need to store the process like this: int a equal to 10. Int a equal to 10. If I want to store the thousand people values, if I want to store the thousand values, we need to create thousand variables. Okay, now if you want to store the thousand values, we need to create the thousand variables. So that is like if you want to create the if you want to store the 1 lakh values, do you create 1 lakh variables? It is very, I would say, very difficult, and memory consumption also it will take more. Okay, so okay, fine. So instead of that one, should I write like this: int a equal to 10 comma 20? Should I write like this? No. Why? Because primitive meaning these are the fixed values. Fixed values. It can hold only one value. Only one value. If you are trying to add the multiple values, then simply it will say invalid. Invalid. Okay. You cannot store the multiple values. It can hold only one value. If you are trying to add, it will say invalid. Invalid. So that's why arrays came into the picture. Arrays came into the picture. What does it mean by arrays? Array which is used to store the data which is similar type. Okay, which is okay. Now I want to store the multiple values. If I want to store the multiple values, so that's why array is coming to the picture. Now you can see now what I'm doing. For example, if I want to store the multiple values, if I want to store the multiple values, I can store like this: int va equal to. Now I can store the multiple values. Okay, 10, 20, and 30. comma 40 like this. Okay, 30 comma 40 like this. Okay, now, okay, fine. If I want to store, I can store the group of objects also. For example, if I would say, if I create the like string array, and here I would like to take the student equal to new array student. Okay, this is clear. I will take like this. Here you can take, here also anywhere you can take. Okay, so I need to add the student details. How can I add? So meaning you can add, or add the object to the arrays also. Object to the, which is used to store the data, which is used to store the object also. Okay, both are same. Okay, now if I, so the beauty of array is you can add the values based on the index positions, based on the index positions. Now simply I can write like this, int 0. Here I would like to mention like this, new student, and here I need to pass the variables, the person ID 101 and the person name Raju, the person name Raju. So what I am doing, this object I am storing at the index position 0, at the index position 0. Are you guys clear with my pointer? Are you guys clear with my pointer? What I am saying? Hmm? String is the data type, and this is the array symbol. Whenever you mention this refers the array, and this is the reference variable name. You can take anything, and this is the object we are creating. This object we are storing in the student variable. This student variable data type is the array. This student data type is the array. This is the normal array. This one, like we are storing the values. We are storing the values, and this is the object. Meaning we are created the object, and we are I would say student details like this student, and you can the same thing, you can store the student details. This is the student one, and student index position at one position. I am storing the another student details, new student some 102 comma Samrani, Samrani, like this. So it will allow only similar data type. If I want to store the employee details, is it possible? No, it is not possible. Why? Because if I would like to store the employee details, it won't accept. Why? Because it is the similar data type. It is the similar data type. It will store the only student details. If you want to trying to add the employee details, it won't accept. It won't accept. So that is the drawback. So to overcome this drawback, in the array concept only, we have the object array concept. We have the object array. We have the object array concept. Okay. We have the object array. Object array meaning the syntax should be like this. Object. Object. Here you can take any name equal to new object array. Are you guys clear with my pointer? So here you can store multiple number of, like you can store the like employee details. You can store the student details. You can store any number of details. Okay. Now I'm taking BA index position 0, at the index position 0 equal to new object, new object student. You can take the student, and here you need to pass the details like 101 comma, we can tell the Raju like this, like this. And in the in the same way you can store a number of student details. P1 new student 101 Rani, Rani, okay. In the same uh, 1 or 2. Next, in the position of the index position 3, if I would like to add the employee details, you can add employee details. You can add the employee details. Why? Because object is the superclass for all the subclasses. So we are storing all the objects based on the index position. The array beauty of array is we can add the object based on the index position. That is the beauty of the array. Okay. So like this, to overcome this, if you mention only the student, if you mention the data type as only student, then it can I would say it can store only student details. Okay. If you mention the object, it can store all the student details like student details, employee details, everything it will be stored. Okay. But here one drawback is we need to mention the size. We need to mention the size. So that is the drawback. Whenever you declare with size, so for example you can able to store only four index positions only, four index positions only. Then what about if you want to there is no dynamic change, like if you whenever you declare with some size, so the size has fixed, the size has fixed. So for example if I want to add, so instead of zeroth position at the position of index position, if I want to one more value, then what will, if I try to add the one more value, then what will happen? I will lose my old data. I will lose my old data. Instead of old data, I will get the new. So these are the drawbacks we have basically. Are you guys clear with my point? These are the drawbacks. So how will you? The size is fixed. Size is fixed. I would say size is fixed. Next, size is fixed. Next, it can hold the same similar data type only. Similar data type. Similar data type. These are the drawbacks we have in the arrays. How will you overcome these drawbacks? So that's why the JDK people has introduced the collection concept. Collection concept. Are you guys clear with my point? So before going to collection, we need to aware what we did till now. Are you guys clear with my point? So why they are introduce the collection topic? To overcome these drawbacks. They overcome these drawbacks. Meaning in the collection, collections is the growable. Growable. For example, we can assume like one batch will be start might be in the 15th. Like we don't know like how many members will join. So if you take we are assuming like 100 members might be joined, like that only we are taking big room. And then so after that taking and we are pay the rent and all everything, then what will happen? The student we are our assumption is 100 members, but the students will come only 30 or 40 members. Then what about 60%? So the money will be wasted. Whoever is taking the rent, money will be wasted. So if you go approach with arrays, the size is fixed. The size is fixed. So that's why collection came into the picture. Collections came into the picture. Collections topic in the collections, it is the dynamic size. We can we can and collection has the many predefined methods. Collection has the many predefined methods. So collections, the main purpose of collections also, which is used to show the data only, which is used to store the objects, okay, which have the predefined which have the predefined methods to perform to perform operations like to perform operations like short short we have the lot of methods add and update we can update the values, we can delete the values, and we can retrieve the values, so these are the operations we can possible with these are the operations we can possible with the collections. But in case of arrays don't have the any methods. Arrays don't have any predefined methods. So like if you initialize with any value with the index position, we cannot change the value. If you are trying to change the value, then all data we will lose. So to overcome those issues, they has introduced the collection topic. Are you guys clear with my point? In the collections, we have the many predefined many predefined methods. With the help of those methods, we can perform the operations. We can perform the operations like update, retrieve the data, add the data, sorting the data, sorting the everything. Okay. So collection is the basically interface. Collection is the interface. So collection is the interface. Inside the collection, we have the like subclasses of the collections are the list and next set and next queue and then map. So these three are belonging to one family and this is belonging to another family. Okay. And for this super class is the collection. So collection is the parent class for this family. Okay. And iterable is the parent class for the all the collections. Are you guys clear with my point? Iterable also okay, one interface. Iterable also interface, and collection is also interface. Collection is also interface. List is also interface, and list is also interface. Next, queue is also interface. Queue is also interface. Queue is also interface. So basically, iterable is the parent, collection is the sub-parent, and one is trying to join. So live is now. Blanco. వస్తున్నా ఓకే. Iterable interface, collection interface, list interface, set interface. Okay, set interface. Are you guys clear with my point? Why the collections has came into the picture? So basically, the collections you can store the multiple objects to overcome these drawbacks. Size is fixed, similar to to overcome these drawbacks, they has introduced the collection topic. Okay, which is used to store the group of objects. And here we have the many predefined methods. With the help of those methods, we can perform the operations. We can retrieve the data, we can update the data, and we can delete the data. Collections are growable in size. collections are Collections are growable in size. Growable nature. Growable nature meaning we can easily update the values. We can increase the size. And we can decrease the size. Okay, we can decrease the size based on the requirement, based on the situation. Are you guys clear with my point? Uh, Replace with the starting the Okay, collections are growable nature. We can increase the size and we can decrease the size based on the situation. Based on the situation. So collection has some hierarchy. Like iterable is the interface. Under the iterable, we have the collection interface. Under the collection, we have this list, set, queue, and map. Queue and map. So we'll try to understand about these three. I'm taking these three. So the main purpose of list, which is used to store the group of objects. Okay. And what about set? Set is the set main purpose also to store the group of objects only. To store the group of objects only. And what is the queue? The queue main purpose also to store the group of objects only. Then what is the difference between the set and list and set? List and set. So here it can hold the duplicate values. Duplicate values are allowed. Duplicate duplicate values are allowed. Okay. Here duplicate values are not allowed. Duplicate values are not allowed. Okay. Duplicate values are not allowed. Here I would say duplicates are, here it will follow the first in first out. FIFO. It will follow the first in first out. In case of map, it will store the data. It will store the data in the form of key and value pair. It will store the data. Map is also interface. It will store the data key and value pair. It will store the data in the form of key and value pair. Key and value pair. Are you guys clear with my point till now? In the collection, we have the sub interfaces. Those are list, set, queue, and map. So these all the interfaces main purpose is which is used to store the object only. But their differences will be there. Only the difference is it can allow the duplicate values. Allow the duplicate values, and in case of set, which is used to store the object, meaning the duplicate values are not allowed. And here it will store the object in the form of FIFO format. Okay, first in first out, and next one is map. It will store the data in the form of key and value. Okay, so simply I will show you in the here. So these are the some points I need to aware. What is the first point? Mm. Um, the main advantage of array is we can represent huge number of elements by using a single variable. So readability of the code is improved. Okay. Next, what is the limitations of array? Arrays are fixed in size. Once we create the array, there is no change of increasing or decreasing size of array based on our requirement. Hence, to use array concept, we must know size in advance, which may not possible every time. Are you guys clear with my point? Array can hold only homogeneous data elements. Now, if you see, car is the object, car is the object, it can hold only a car related data only. It can hold only car related data. At the index position 0, new car is the one object, and at the C1 index position they are trying to add the bus object, but it is invalid. Why? Because we are mentioning car. Whenever you are mentioning the car as a data type, we need to store the only car related data. If you are trying to store so another data, it won't accept. Why? Because it is the homogeneous data. It is the homo, it can hold only homogeneous inverse only. Okay, homogeneous only. So to resolve above the problem, we can resolve this problem by using the object array format. Now we can see this object. I would say data type is the object. This is the array. This array data type is the object. Now we can store number of objects. Number of objects. Are you guys clear with my point? This is valid and this is invalid. Why? Because we are storing multiple objects. To overcome this to overcome this issue, we have the one concept, that is the array object. Now you can observe here, object and array. This is the reference variable. Based on the index position, now we can add n number of objects. Okay, but in the case of whenever you mention the car, it can hold only car radius only. Whenever you mention the object, it can hold all the objects. You can take car, you can take bus, you can take bike, anything you can take. Anything you can take. Are you guys clear with my point? Next point. All of you. Array concept is implemented based on the some data structure. Hence, we cannot expect ready-made method support for every requirement. We have to write code explicitly to overcome above the limitations. We should go for the collections. Uh, so basically, arrays don't have any ready-made option. We need to declare. Now you can see they has mentioned the size 100. They has mentioned the size 100, but they have stored only two objects only. So if I go like I said, then one example, like class, we are expecting 100 members, but the class they are joining only 20 members. So we are taking a very big room. Our expectation is the next batch the students will join 100 members, but the students are joined only 20 to 30 members. So our money will be wasted. Okay, our rents will be wasted. So that's why so to overcome that one, arrays don't have the ready-made method support. Don't have the ready-made method support. So that's why in the collections have the ready-made support. Next point, we can read this point. Collections are growable in nature, that is based on our requirement. We can increase or decrease the size. As memory point of view, collection concept is recommended. In the collection scenario, no need to mention any size. Based on the requirement, we can add the values, or based on the requirement, we can decrease the size. So compared to array, this one is recommended. Why? Because memory storage also. In case if you mention here 100, we need to store the 100 values only. If you want to add any index position at one, if you want to add like one more object here, then we will lose old data. We will lose old data. So memory wise also, collections is the best. Okay, it is the dynamic in nature. It is it dynamic nature. We can increase, we can decrease, we can increase, we can decrease the size automatically. Okay. Next, collections hold both homogeneous and heterogeneous. But in case of arrays, it can hold homogeneous data types only. So basically, collections is the advanced concept of the arrays. Okay. Next, every class is implemented based on the some standard data structure. Hence, for every requirement, ready-made method is available. As a programmer, you can use these methods directly without writing the functionality on own. So for every collection has the uh, like predefined methods. Predefined methods. With the help of those methods, we can perform the like we can retrieve the data, we can add the data, we can update the data. So these are the operations. We can short the data. We can short the data. Okay, these all the operations will possible with predefined methods. Predefined methods. Predefined methods. Every collection is implemented based on the substandard data structure. Hence, every requirement ready-made method support is available. As a programmer, we can use these methods directly without writing the functionality on our own. Okay. So these are the differences. First one, are in fixed size. Collections are in drawable nature. Okay, next point. With respect to memory, arrays are not recommended to use. Okay, this one. With respect to memory, collections are recommended to use. Okay, third point. With respect to performance, arrays are recommended to use. With respect to performance, collections are not recommended to use. Next, fourth point, arrays can hold only homogeneous data type elements. Next, collections can be hold homogeneous and heterogeneous data types. Fifth point, no underlying data structure, hence no ready-made method support. Okay, meaning no predefined methods are available. Okay, next, based on the standard data structure, hence it has ready-made method support. Okay, next, it can hold both primitive objects only. But in case of it can hold only objects. Are you guys clear with these the differences? Anyone has any question? Differences. Differences. A third point, performance. It is performance wise compared to collections. Arrays is the recommended. Why? Because all the elements will be stored based on the index positions. Whenever you are trying to execute the program, like it will retrieve the values based on the index position also. Performance wise is array is the better, best. But only this point is the better in case of array. But remaining all the points are best in the collections. Best in the collections. Okay, best in the collections. These are all the points you aware. Like arrays can hold the only homogeneous data types only, but in case of here, collections can hold homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay. Next, here ready-made methods, meaning there is no methods available in the arrays. There is, but in case of collections, we have the methods. We have the methods based on the ready-made method support. We can manipulate the data. Okay, we can manipulate the data. Uh, See, if you want to, what does it mean by collection? Meaning, if you want to represent a group of objects as a single entity, we should go for the collections. We should go for the collections. Group of objects. It can hold the group of objects only. Okay, it can hold the group of objects. But in case of here, it can hold both primitive data types, non-primitive data types of objects. Okay. If you want to represent a group of objects as a single entity, then we should go for the collections. Then what does it mean by collection framework? Collection framework and collection thesaurus. It defines several classes interfaces to represent a group of objects as a single entity. Single entity. Are you guys clear with my point? Collection framework is the like uh, which will have the interfaces, and classes, predefined classes. With the help of those who can write, I would say, the method, the ready-made. For example, I will tell you, if you want to prepare the biryani, like how will you prepare the biryani? You need to purchase the rice, and you need to keep the gas, and you need to keep bowl. You need to keep the water and rice, and then chicken. So this is the whole process. It will take 2 hours of time. After we will get the biryani. So instead of biryani, if you want to prepare the Maggi, how much time it will take? It will take 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, 10 to 15 minutes. So compared to biryani, which is the easy to like prepare. Why? Because in the Maggi, everything will be there. Masala will be there, everything will be there. But if you go with the biryani, we need to purchase everything and we need to prepare all the things. So that is the difference basically. So collection framework is also related to Maggie only. So everything will be there. You need to use those them and you can write the program. Why the collection with the help of collection framework? So it is to increase the project development. To increase the project development. Are you guys clear with my point? So collection is the interface. If you want to represent a group of objects as a single entity, then we should go for the collections. Then we should go for the collections. Collection framework meaning it defines several classes and interfaces to represent group of objects as a single entity. As a single entity. Okay. In the collection, so here one more important question is collection and collections. Collection and collections. What is the difference between the collection and collections? So collection is the interface and which is used to store the group of objects as a single entity. Whereas collection is an utility class present in the java.utility package to define utility methods for the collection objects. So this is also very regular question. What is the difference between the collection and collections? What is the difference between the collection and collections? Okay, collection is the interface which is used to represent the which is used to group of object as a single entity. But collections is the class. Collections is the class which is available in the java.util package. The main purpose of collections class is to define several utility methods for the collection objects. Okay, are you guys clear with my point? Next, all the collection classes are available in java.util package only. Java.util package collection. Basically, collection is having interface. Interface is having only the methods. Methods implementation will be available in the classes. These classes are available in the java.util package. Java.util package. Okay. Next, all the collections interfaces, collection class, and together as a collection framework. So together, collections and classes together as a framework. Together as a framework. So now if you see, all the collection classes are classified into three categories. Three categories. List, set to queue. These three comes under the one family. Okay, map is the different family. These three comes under the one family. List, set, queue. List, set, queue. Okay. Okay, we'll try to understand about the list. So, which is used to store the group of individual elements where elements can be duplicated. Are you guys clear with my point? This is the category used to store the group of individual elements where elements can be duplicated. And in the second point, list is an interface whose object cannot be created directly. Okay, we cannot create the object for the list. Why because for interfaces ah exactly. So for interfaces nobody won't create the objects. Okay, only classes we will create the objects. For interfaces we won't create. So that's why this point is list is the interface whose objects cannot be created. Okay. Next, to work with this category, we have to use the following implementations, classes, list interface. Okay. In the list, basically, we have the classes. We have the classes. So under the list is the interfaces. Okay. List is the interfaces. In the list, we have the hierarchy. That is the array list. And second one is the linked list. And vector and stack. Okay. These four are the class which is available under the list interface. List interface. Okay. Are you guys clear with my point? Okay, fine. Till now, you guys clear. Now we'll discuss about the array list. So basically, the main purpose of array list also, which is used to store the group of objects but it will store the objects based on the index positions. That is the beauty of the array list. Okay, array meaning I would like to say array list. So the first point is array list is the predefined classes which is available in the java.util package. That is the first point. Okay, which is the predefined classes, which is the predefined classes, predefined class, which is the predefined classes which is available in java.util package. Java.util package. Okay, util package. Next, the main purpose of array list also, which is used to store the group of objects based on the index position. Which is used to store the group of objects, which is used to store the group of objects based on the index position. Okay, based on the index positions. We will have the one diagram. So I'll show you the diagram. So this is the collection hierarchy. This is the collection hierarchy. Okay. If you see here, collection is the parent. Collection. This is the stereoscope, like a double arrows will be there. Huh? So that is the stereoscopes. Stereoscopes. Wherever the stereoscopes is there, that is the interface. Collection is the interface, and under the collections we have the set interface and list interface and queue interface. Queue interface. So these are the sub interfaces of the collection interface. Under the list we have the classes like array list, vector, linked list. Okay. Next, in the set interface, uh, we have the classes. Hasset, linked hasset is the classes, and in the set interface again we have the one more interface, that is the shorter set. Inside the shorter set we have the navigable set, and then tree set, and then tree set. So these all are comes under the one family. All are comes under the one family. So in beside, uh, next we have the maps concept. So map is the different family. Okay, this is belong to collection framework only, but this is not a subclass for the collection. This is not subclass for the collection. Okay, and arrays and collections parent class is the object. Parent class is the object. Are you guys clear with with this hierarchy? So hierarchy also very important. Collection interface, and inside the collection we have the three interfaces: set, list, queue. Set, list, queue. Okay, and inside the set we have the I would say subclasses. Hasset, linked hasset is the subclass, and inside we have the linked hasset. Okay, this is the interface. Navigable set is the interface. Inside under the navigable set we have the tree. If you want to extend the properties from interface to class, so which keyword we will use? Implements. This dotted line meaning implements. Wherever the dotted line will be there, that is the implements. We are making the relation between the class and interface. Okay, this is the interface. This is the implements, and this is the implements. This is the implements, and this is the implements. Wherever dotted line is there, that is the we are taking the properties from interface to child, using the implements keyword. Okay, using the implements keyword. Wherever line arrow mark will be there, that is the interfaces. So if you want to inherit the properties from interface to interface, we will use the extends keyword. We will use the extends keyword. Wherever the extend will be there, that is the extends keyword. That is the extends keyword. Are you guys clear with my point? Okay, fine. So we'll The same points, whatever of the points we have discussed, the same points. List is the child interface of the collection. If you want to represent a group of individual objects where duplicates are allowed and instruction order is preserved, then we should go for list. We can differentiate duplicate objects. We can maintain instruction order by means index position, index place. So in the array list, so we can add the values, we can retrieve the values based on the index positions only. Based on the index positions only. Okay. We will write some programs on the array list, then we will get to some clarity. Here is the Eclipse. Sorry, my Eclipse. Okay, this is one file. So the class name you can take anything, no issue. The class name can take anything. Okay. This is the student. Okay. Instead the student, what I'm taking the main method. I'm taking the main method. So array list is the predefined class or user defined class? Predefined class. Okay. Whenever you want to use the predefined class, we need to create the object. Okay. How will you create the object? Array list. Array list. Okay. We need to. It will ask to import the statements. So we need to import the statement. Why? Because this is the predefined class. We need to import. So if you observe here, import statement array list is the class which is available in the java.util package. Java.util package. We need to import that one, and then we have created the object. We need to store this object in. We have to store this object in some reference variable. Some reference variable. I am storing this one here. I am mentioning a, and I am mentioning array list. Array list. Okay. Array list. Okay. Are you guys clear with my point? Array list is the predefined classes. If you want to use the predefined classes, you mandatorily create the object. Then only you can. I would say then only you can use that. So I'm taking this as the array list al variable. Then only you can use. Now we have the many predefined methods. With the help of those methods, we can add the data. For example, al dot. We need to store the some value. I would say if I want to store the value 10, we can store the value 10 in the same way. This is the homogeneous or heterogeneous. Can I store the strings also? Can I store the strings also or not? We can store the strings also. Why? Because this is the both. We can add the both. Okay. Now al dot add. So here I would like to take some Java. Okay. Al dot I would like to take anything you can take. Okay. Here I would like to take some values like React. Okay. Now if I want to print, simply can take sort statement and we can mention AL and then save the code and we can see all data is coming. But if you go with the arrays concept, we need to raise the for each loop, for loop or for each loop to retrieve the all the data. Are you guys clear with my point? Now here what we are doing, we are representing all the object in a single entity. Whenever you are calling al, so all the objects you are printing. But if you go with the arrays approach, if you want to retrieve all the values, there we need to write the for loop and we are retrieving the values. But in case of array list, all the objects will be stored in the it will be stored in the single entity. Whenever you are trying to call the al, then I would say all the objects are printing. Okay, so with this we have the some predefined methods. So I will show you the predefined methods. Yeah, these are the methods: add method, size method, get method, contains method, remove method, clear method, isEmpty method, last index of method, index method. These are the we'll be having a lot of methods. Among those, we are regularly using these methods: add method, size method, get method, contains method, and I will share the assignments. Okay, for example, if you want to know the second method, if you want to know the size of the array, then simply copy this one, and you can mention al dot size, al dot size. Okay, you can save the file and you can run. Then you will get the how you are getting. We are using the predefined methods. The size is 4. The size is 4. Are you guys clear with my point? Next, get method. Get method basically which is used to get the value. For example, get the index position. I need to mention the index position. For example, if I mention the 4, I am saving this one and I am running this one. Now we will see the result. We need to mention the 3. Okay, so I am mentioning the size is okay. Based on the index position, we can get the value. We can get the object. So get method which is used to get the value based on the index position. Are you guys clear with my point? Get method which is used to get the value based on the index position. Based on the index position. Okay. Okay. Next, I would say next method. Next method contains method. So same thing. You can copy the statement and you can put that method. L dot contains. L dot contains object. For example, here I would like to mention some Krishna will be there or there. I need to check. If there, it will tell yes. Is there or not there? Yes. So is there. So if it is there, then it will tell yes. We have this one. It will returns the true. It will returns the true. Now you can see true. Okay. If not, it will return the false. If not, it will return the false. Next, remove. If you want to remove any value, then now if you see, for example, I want to remove al dot remove remove object. If I want to remove the object, then I need to mention some 10 value. I need to mention the value is 10. Okay, I need to delete the value 10. Okay, now if you see the result, I am deleting and now I am doing in the stack value. Deleted one value now, so that's why it is throwing the error. I am commenting this line, saving this one, and now I am printing this one. Now I am printing this one. Okay, now I am printing this one. Java dot line. Basically, we are retrieving the value. This one we are commented, and we removed L1 and we are trying to add the position is get 3 AL index out of the bonds exception. So what is the issue only? Hmm? Yeah. I need to give the index positions. For example, if I give the index position, so this value will be stored in the index position 0 and this will be stored in the index position 1. So here we need to give the index position. So we are giving the 10, so there is no index. So that is the issue exactly. Now we need to run this one right now. Run as Java application, then we will get the result. Then you will get the result. Okay, you will get the result. Okay. Next, remaining methods also same. If you want to clear the entire, if you want to clear the entire, then you should use the clear method. For example, al dot clear, and then if I want to print al, then you will get the empty. Why? Because you cleared all the elements. Cleared all the elements. See, you cleared all the elements. Okay. Next, in the same way, remaining methods also. Is empty meaning it is empty or not. So simply we can take copy this one and paste here, and you can cross check with is empty or not. Dot is empty. So it is empty. It will tell the true. It is not empty. Then again cross check with this method. The I would say that array list is empty or not. Okay, it is empty. Then it will throw the true. Why? Because it is empty only. Why? Because it is empty. So in the same way, index of meaning, last index meaning. So the same methods. We need to add the values and use those methods. You can find out the last index and are you guys clear with these 4 methods? The same assignment I will share you. Oh, this is the program. This is the program. Okay. And the next point is a linked list also. Linked list. The methods are same. Under the list, for the linked list and array list, methods are the same. Only the difference is in the array list objects will be stored based on the index positions. Index will be, I would say, objects will be stored based on the index positions. In case of a linked list, the object will be stored in format of node format. Node format. I will show you how it will be, but the methods is same. If you see add method, set method, get method, candidate method, the methods is same. So I will show you how the linked list hierarchy will be there. I need to open the MS Paint. So in the array list, the values should be stored like this. The values should be stored like this. For example, this is the 1, and this is the 2, and this is the 3, and this is the 4, and this is the 5, and this is the 6. Are you guys clear with my point? This is the array index, array list. In the array list, we have to store the values like this. For example, now what I am taking, I would say this is the array list. Anna, good morning now. అనుష ఈరోజు రాలేదు. అనుష ఈరోజు రాలేదమ్మా, జరుగుతుంది. ఈ రోజు రాలా, ఈ రోజు రాలేదు. ఓకే ఓకే. మొబైల్ నెంబర్ ఉందన్న. If I want to add the one more value, what will happen? So it will create it. uh, It will increase the size. It will increase the size like this. So it will automatically increase the size like this, and then it will store the one more value. And so now it will refers to this point. It will refers to this point. Okay. It will refers to this point. Okay. Like this. The same. The organization is same. It will be stored based on the index position. This is the story about the array list. Okay, what about linked list is linked list. The basically the linked list which will be stored in the format of node format. It will be stored in the format of node format. So I will show you the node format. Okay, fine. So I will show you the node format. For example, if I would like to take, yeah, this is the one node, this is the one node, and this is the one node, and this is the one node, this is the one node, this is the one node. So it will be stored in the form of node format. Are you guys clear with my point? For example, if you want to add the multiple values, 10 and I would say 20, okay, 30, 40, 50, 60, okay. There will be a relation between one node to another node. We have the links. We have the links. We have the links. So this is the one kind of data structure. So like this, we can organize the data in the linked list. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? For example, if you want to replace the value with 35 in between, in between 30 to 40, then what will happen internally? So it got one node got created in between the 30 to 40, and the chain, the connection will be formed like this. The connection will be formed like this. So the link will be formed like this. It will refers to 30, and then it will refers to 40. So they will make the chain like this. This is the 35. This is the 35. Are you guys? This is the linked list. In the linked list, the data will be stored in the form of links. Linked list. Are you guys clear with my point? So the data will be organized in the forms of links. In the forms of links, if you want to store the multiple values in between, also you can. It is possible. But how the internally it will happen? Internally, it will create the links like this. Links like this. Okay, if you want to add the in the last 70 value, then it will be create the links like this. Then it will be create the links like this. Okay, the remaining methods are same. Whatever the methods we are using in the whatever the methods we are using in the linked list, all the methods are same. All the methods are same. And here I would like to mention the ll and here I would like to mention the ll meaning the linked list. Class name is the linked list. Now this one here. Are you guys clear with my point? Whatever the values are objects are stored in the linked list, we are adding the same object in the LL also. Now I need to print the linked list. If I mention the LL, then you will get the same result. Are you guys clear with my point? Hmm? So now you will get the same result. So LL AL dot add all. Add all is the method. Now AL is storing the values, and we have created the object, and Now L is storing the value. Basically, I need to add all the values. Al dot add all. I'm saving this one, and Al dot add all. Okay, okay, fine. LL dot add all. LL dot add all. There we can mention the. There we can mention the. Okay, fine. I'm saving this one, and we can save that one. We can run as Java application. We can run as Java application. Okay. So remove all meaning we need to, if you want to remove the entire all the objects, then you can use the remover. So only the difference is these methods. Remaining methods all are the same. Remaining methods all are the same. Okay. So I will share the assignments and all. Please go through it, do the assignments, and you can share them. Okay. So collections is very easy basically. So I need to practice. Okay. I'm stopping.